The purpose of this video tutorial is to explore the new user interface for Adapt Builder 2018. When the user selects the icon to launch Adapt Builder 2018, the splash screen will be shown. Here we can cancel out of the splash screen, or we can accept the current state of the program, selecting OK, which takes us into uses of the software. The current state of the program is listed here. In this case, the program is open with Floor Pro, RC Design Scope, and US Units. If the user selects the option for arrow down, the splash screen will be expanded to show programs, mode, modules, and unit system, all of which can be changed. As a user changes these different options, the current state is also changed and reflected on this line. For example, if I select Edge with Floor Pro, and I change the mode to PTRC, allowing me to model tendons. I'll turn on the PT shop drawing module and change the unit system to SI. The scope changes and is reflected here. If we then select OK, the program will open with the different scope options and settings reflected in the UI. Moving back to the splash screen, we're going to select Edge as the program with Floor Pro, but change the design scope or the mode from PTRC to RC. This might be applicable to a multi-story RC structure being evaluated in the software. We'll also go ahead and deselect any PTRC strip or PT shop drawing option, make sure the unit system is selected, and select OK. And in the UI, these changes will be reflected in terms of what ribbons are available and what tools are available on those ribbons. In this scope instance, notice that the tendon and the PTRC export options are no longer available. So the program will dynamically adjust the ribbon settings and the tool palette settings based on what is selected in the splash screen. I'm now going to describe how the new user interface in Builder 2018 is set up. So the first thing that might be a noticeable difference is we have ribbons. We have a home ribbon which contains widely used or commonly used tools such as selection tools, drawing object tools, measuring, camera views, etc. The visibility tool contains options allowing the user to control the visibility of what's being seen on screen. So for example, if you wanted to show loads, show supports, you want to set up the view panel using blue eyeglasses or select set view items, we can launch that from this particular location. We also have modification panels where the user can modify specific components within a model. Criteria setup for concrete, different material properties, design codes, analysis options, and so on. And we have modeling components, loading, tendons, reinforcement, analysis options, and then we go into design options for floor design, column design, wall design, and so on. Once the design has been complete, it's natural for the user to want to look at results. So under the Results tab, we have the option to select Result Display Settings, render the model, go into the old legacy viewer, and check results for specific design strips, shown here, or for finite element contours, shown here. Once the results have been reviewed, the user may want to generate reports. So under the reporting options, we have options to compile a report, take graphical screenshots of what you're seeing on screen to be included in a compiled report, or we just have general single default reports and analysis reports. If the user hovers over any tool, for example, if we go to the reduction settings, the program will provide a tooltip with the name of the tool. So in this case, we have live load reduction. It gives a new updated description of the tool. For example, if we go to import loads, this is importing loads from an Excel file. If you want additional detail for particular tools or a set of tools, we can select the bottom right arrow, and this will launch a summary of those tools with more detail. So this is an embedded way of being able to provide more information related to a specific tool. This should not replace the documentation, it's just a supplement in the program for quick and easy access. You'll also notice that for all of the tools, new icons have been created. So we've updated the icons and we have new iconography for each of the tools for all of the tool palettes. So in general, we call this a ribbon. We might call this selection or this grouping of tools a tool palette, and then the specific tool. The upper left contains the quick access toolbar, which is customizable. If we select the bottom arrow, we can open that and we can add additional commands to the quick access toolbar. The commands that are defaulted to are new, open, save, undo, redo, and print. And you can see those if we hover over each of those tools. We get the tooltip that appears. The upper right is the story manager and help. So this allows us to quickly access the option to go to level assignment, active level up, active level down, single level mode, and multi-level mode. In previous versions, this was referred to as full structure mode. This has been changed to be referred to as multi-level mode for this particular icon. It's also synonymous with full structure or global mode, as they might be called. And then in the help menu, we have the ability to select documentation and then general information related to the program and adapt corporation. The bottom bar below the main graphical modeling space contains commonly used tools that are fixed and defaulted to. For example, we have snap tools, we have snap to grid or grid settings, we have top view, elevation or front view, and a isometric or three-dimensional view, and then reset or zoom extents. We also have the pull down for particular drawing objects. We have a pull down for selection of types or selection of objects, and then we have default display. This resets to the default display, which is also shown here in visibility. We have select set view items. This is informally referred to as blue eyeglasses, which is also shown in visibility. Render the model. This is an object that opens the model render or the solid modeling view. Layer settings and item properties. And to the far right, we have coordinates, unit system, the active level, and the active layer. And you'll notice that if you right click on this bar, you have the ability to turn things off or on. If you don't want those to be shown at the bottom, you can always turn those off, or you can go back and reselect those to turn those on. And finally, the file menu is set up slightly different than in previous versions. If we select file, you can see we have options for new, open, save, save as a particular version, auto save settings. This allows us to create backups of specific models. And you'll notice under the import and export options, if we import, we can import using IMP, DWG or DXF, and an XML or Excel loads, an Excel file rather. And we have recent IMP files which are listed here. We also have an export option which now categorizes by IMP. This is just the generic adapt format. AutoCAD, DWG, DXF options, Revit, S Foundation, and Visicon. This is BIM tool, and this is our partner for concrete design and also for wall design. So you have the ability to export a file to do foundation design in S Concrete. Under title block information, this is a centralized location to generate the title block data that is used to be framed around single default reports. So this is a centralized area where we can have general titles, specific header comments. Under print, we just have print settings. It will provide a preview of what will be printed for that particular instance, and you'll notice that that particular print settings window will appear wherever you select print from. So if I go to the quick access toolbar, select print, it will open that window. If I go to reports, to results, and I select print, it will also access that same window. And that's under the file list and file menu. If you have any questions about the new release, please contact us at support@adaptsoft.com. Thank you.